Yeousch.
Hey everyone, it's your girl Lady Merc here, and this time I have a more serious commentary. And for this commentary, yesterday I seen a friend of mine uploaded a video, and it was Machinima versus Yeousch, and I watched the whole video. It was about 14 minutes long. And I'll put the video and the link or whatever if you guys want to watch it. But pretty much they were saying that a guy in Yeousch was talking shit about Machinima and saying the war has begun and all this stuff. And they were saying they weren't talking shit in this video, but everything, there's probably maybe like one or two things that I think they actually said positive about Yeousch, and everything else was downing Yeousch and putting Yeousch down and be like, oh, Machinima's the best, Machinima is this. And from experience of being outside of being a partner, and talking to people that are partnered, and then being inside, the Yeousch people are really, really more friendly. They really are. There's been, I think it was a couple months ago also, if you guys know, Minnesota Burns in Yeousch, him and Jaws were going back and forth on Twitter because Jaws was saying some shit about Yeousch, about how Yeousch is a crappy, company or whatever. And this has been going on for a while now because the guy actually of Yeousch that made the video saying, the war's begun, this was last year, October, when this guy made that video. And if you actually watch the video, he wasn't talking shit about Machinima. He was saying that somebody from Machinima was talking shit about Yeousch, and he didn't like that they were talking shit about Yeousch. When everybody thinks, oh, Machinima's the best, because Machinima's obviously been around for a while. Yeousch hasn't been around that long, but for how long that Yeousch has been around, Yeousch is doing amazing right now for how long they've been around. Just because they don't have a corporate building or what all this shit doesn't mean that Yeousch is not a good company. And they were also saying, that a whole bunch of Yeousch people were talking shit about Machinima. Out of all the people I know that are in Yeousch, none of them has ever talked shit about Machinima. The ones that I've known, or the ones that I've seen, that said something about Machinima, it was that either some cocky ass dude from Machinima thought just because he's from Machinima he can talk shit about Yeousch, was saying something, and then all of a sudden, one of our guys would be like, oh, well, this, that, or whatever. I'm not gonna, quote people on what they were saying and all this shit, but I kind of find it ridiculous that people are fighting about companies over YouTube. I mean, obviously Machinima has its perks because Machinima's been there for a while, everything, and then Yeousch obviously has its perks. Personally, from my own opinion, from being obviously outside and just getting partnered by Yeousch this year, actually, I've noticed a lot of the Machinima directors are cocky just because they're part of Machinima. They think they're the shit, and that's really annoying. And you really shouldn't be like that, because over YouTube it shouldn't really matter. And like, I've messaged people that are Machinima partners or directors or whatever. They never wrote you back or whatever. But when I messaged people from Yeousch, even before I was actually partnered by Yeousch, they actually responded back and were actually nice. And the head people in Yeousch are really not that hard to get a hold of. And the video that they were saying, that one of them was trying to get partnered by Yeousch, he was trying to contact Yeousch or whatever, and they never got back to him and all this shit. And then, he tried to apply for Machinima, and, the next day, Machinima responded to him. Well, you can't really say that Yeousch is hard to get a hold of, because with me, personally, when I was trying to get partnered with Yeousch, I had a friend that gave me a contact. I contacted that contact, and I was contacted the next day about being partnered with Yeousch. And the whole process happened within about a week. I had to wait for them to do a call and all this shit. And the process actually went pretty quickly. And they're really not that hard to get a hold of. All you have to do is message them on Twitter or message them on their YouTube. And there's a Yeousch support guy who I always go to whenever I have a question about, kids, is this okay? Or should I do this? Or what do you think about this? Or anything that I, need to know can, be answered through this guy. And I'm really getting sick and tired of people, bashing Yeousch or thinking Yeousch is not that cool or whatever just because they're not as big as Machinima. But, you know, Yeousch is more like a family. If people haven't noticed, you probably will notice as much on the outside as you do on the inside. But Yeousch is, you know, a big family. They really try to help out each other in almost pretty much any way they can. I'm actually friends with a lot of Yeousch partners, and they're really, really nice. Like, when I first got into Yeousch, I'm like, oh my god, you know, I'm partner, there's all these big YouTubers, you know, I'm scared, you know, contact them or whatever, but they're actually really, really nice people, you know, just to talk to, you know, to Twitter or whatever. And this, you know, this, first of all, this shit was a year ago when that guy even said anything about Machinima. But, like I've said, I've noticed that there is a lot, not all, because I do know some. I think there's like one or two Machinima people I know that are not cocky just because they're part of Machinima, but there is a lot of people. I'm pretty sure some of my subscribers, other people can vouch for this, that there is a lot of people that are in Machinima that are cocky as fuck just because they're in Machinima. I mean, I know Machinima is like a big company, you know, we've been around for a while, we have a corporate building, we do this, we do that, you know, we have this goes on and this goes on, you know, Machinima does this. But, you know, sometimes it's not all about how big your company is or about how big the subscribers of your people that you have. You know, sometimes it's just about the quality of the people. Like Yeousch has good quality people. Yeousch has some great partners and directors and YouTubers. Like, they're my personal favorite. I can tell you there's two, one's a guy, one's a girl, obviously, but my two personal favorite people that are in Yeousch actually is YouTubeable. His, you know, what the fuck he series is hilarious. You know, I love his videos to death. He's an amazing YouTuber. And then Badass Beauty is one of the best Yeousch female YouTubers, I think, personally. And, you know, if you ever try to contact them, I'm pretty sure, you know, they would, you know, contact you back and talk to you and everything. And I've noticed that, like, with some of the some of the Machinima people, like, if you go look through their videos or whatever, they never really respond to, you know, any of their people, any of their subscribers. They never really go and check out their subscribers' videos, you know. They never really go and thank their subscribers. Some of them are just so fucking cocky because they're so big in Machinima that they don't really give a fuck about their subscribers, just about the videos they put out. But this is my opinion on what the hell has been going on here, because, you know, this popped up yesterday, and I was like, you know what, I'm going to do a commentary about this, because I think it's fucked up that people are going to talk about Yeousch when they're outside of the company and don't really know, you know, what's going on the inside, and, you know, how Yeousch really is from the inside. But I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Subscribe if you're new, and like and comment. Peace out, guys.